What's going on, guys? Today I'm installing a brand new radiator fan on the B8 Audi S4. I believe this should be the same thing for the S5s and kind of all the Audis, for example, but this is kind of only the video you're gonna find, I feel like, at the current time. I have no idea what I'm doing with the radiator, but we're gonna figure it out. So, yeah. All right, so for context, I'm actually doing a upgraded heat exchanger, supercharger pulley, lower pulley, and a bunch of other things. And I already have it broken down because I was doing these supercharger coolant bricks on both sides. So this is actually unbolted. Don't even worry about that. You're going to be working down here in this area, and right now it's in service position, right? So that means you probably find a video on it online, but pretty much the whole front face has shifted forward. It's kind of just hanging down like that. It's not very hard to get to this position. All you gotta do is put the car up on jacks, screw here, screw on that side. You have to unplug both headlights. Take this clip out here, depressurize the coolant system, and my coolant is drained because I'm doing other stuff with the coolant, but you don't have to drain the coolant at all. And then there's 6 support bolts, so you come down here. Well, the bumper has to come off too, unfortunately. But those are just kind of some bumper clips on the side, a couple of fasteners here. And if you find a video, it'll definitely tell you how to do it. And of course, there's like 6 support beams in here that kind of hold the whole thing in. But past that point, there's a video about that everywhere online, so you can definitely find that. But for the radiator, this is why I'm here, right? This is a aftermarket radiator that I found right here on, I believe, eBay or carparts.com. All right, so this is how it looks. I'm pretty sure this is the exact same thing, and it's kind of tough to get back now. It's been like a whole, half a year since I've actually bought this thing. But essentially, this is sitting inside a plastic shroud. So this is like the giant kind of cover for the radiator. It's this whole bracket that goes across here and bolts up to the frame. We're going to be actually pulling this back, and this should be the radiator right here. The radiator fan, I'm saying, is on the radiator right here. So this is the actual fan here, and this should just slip in and out. There shouldn't be much bolting it down. So of course, take off the frame here. This comes off in service position. You're gonna have to unbolt the headlights a bit because we're gonna need to move the shroud back. There's a support bolt here. There's one here, and then there's one on the other side as well. And of course, the same thing with the headlight. If you can't just remove the whole thing, there's a bolt here. Bolts straight down there as well. There's also one over here. I believe that's like a 10 millimeter that comes out as well. And if you're anything like mine, and like this one over here has absolutely no bolts holding it up. This one has quite a few, so 1, 2, 3, and then there's also one right here on both sides as well. So take those out. All right, so assuming you got the headlight unbolted, the first bolt here is a T30. It's a shroud support, or whatever this little case that holds the radiator in place is called. So T30, take that out, set it to the side, and it's one on both sides, right? So come over here, another T30, and we'll take this one out as well. All right, next up, we're going to do the hood latch. And then all the bolts in the back of the actual hood latch support are all T30s. And use a little wrench here with the extension. And I lost my T30, so maybe the T27, which is, it's close enough, I guess. This one should slide off as well, just like that. Just pop these out of there. And now the hood latch is essentially out the way. All right, next there are 2 clips. So right here, and one on this side right there. And those should just be like some easy pop tabs. All right, so this tab right here is a tad bit tricky, but I got this side out completely clean. And just for context, this is how it looks, right? Slides right down there, holds the shroud together with the radiator pretty much. And what I did was I actually used 2 flatheads. I used one to kind of push that tab in, right? Use this one to kind of get it to pull out. And kind of have to lift up on it, and you see it comes out just like that. Just play around with that. Either you have to turn it or it just comes straight up. So if that doesn't come straight out, what I did the first time was I used the tab like I was showing you before. I turned all the way counterclockwise, about a quarter turn. And then I had to kind of move my hand, take the shroud and the radiator, push them together, and pretty much lift straight up and wiggle it out with the flat. So I put the flathead under the little tab, just kind of lifted each side up, push it from the bottom as well, and just came straight up out there. So just play with it, it's not that hard. All right, so now I'm gonna disconnect the actual fan. So come down here to the left, or the right side of the car, passenger side, and you're gonna see the actual cable right here. And it seems to be a red pop tab, so let's go try to get that out of there. Nice, so pop that out, and we should just be able to press it down and slide it off. All right, so got that one off. So yeah, slid the tab out, and then I had to stick the flathead pretty much at the back side of it, just like this, and kind of mainly lift up the little tab, and then it just pushes right off, or it should push right off now at least. This is the second one here. It's the same exact thing. Little tab, and then put it in here and then slide that one off. It should be the exact same style. All right, that one is out as well. It took a lot more effort, but just had to really take 2 flatheads and try to slide it off on both sides. Just nudge it that way first, then nudge it that way, and make sure the little tab in the center is lifted up as well. But it does come off. All right, so I've got both of the headlights out now on both sides. So like I said, the same bolts, and they should just slide out. This headlight kind of got caught up on this little bar right here, so I have to lift up the carrier just a tad bit to be able to clear the headlight, but those are all out. Next is the actual headlight bracket, which is this part right here. And I believe it isn't too much holding this down. It's just this part right here that connects to the crash bar. So these 2 screws right here. All right, found the bit, and these are actually 13s. Both of these right here at the bottom. So we're gonna undo those just a little bit. All right, so both of those bolts are out, and this literally just slides out now. And we can set this to the side. Slide that drain hose out real quick. Just like that. And then there's one more sensor here, apparently. Not sure what this is for. And this popped out. This was like a regular push tab, so I'm not sure if it slides back. I don't think it does. It slide back? You know, it's just a regular push tab, so you push down and it pops right on off. And on this side, there's like a little small retaining clamp that goes to this wire. That literally just slips off. It slips off there, and then there's one more down here. Those literally just slide off, and then this whole thing is free to come out. I'm actually gonna take the crash bar off as well and get these 2 little flaps out the way. It should make some more space. But first wire is here on the little parking sensor. Second wire is this one on this side, and then of course another one on that side for this one, and then nothing else should be holding in. So just 2 little taps, and it should slide right up the little slot that it's in. All right, so these were on there a bit snug, but I used like 2 flatheads, one to push this back and then one to kind of leverage it off of there. But they're just simple like little push down clips, but they are on there pretty snug, so need a little bit of force on there. Last thing is this little wire right here at the bottom. This kind of just pushes out just like that. And this one over here is probably retained a bit more. Let's see. There's no one in there. Yep. Gotta pop that one out as well right here. So a little push should do it. Yep, a few hammer taps got it right out. So that wire is hanging there. And the crash bar should be free and clear to come out. So I got this big pry bar here. I just put it between the brace and the crash bar, and I've just been maneuvering it out. Make sure everything is clear. And the crash bar is free, just like that. All right, and last little tidbit, there's this little contraption here. It's like a mount for the actual radiator, and I just pulled out a T30 Torx bit right here, which is right here. That just came out of the hole right over here. This hole right here is where it came out of. And it's on this side as well, the little nose thing, that little nose right there as well. And that just gives you ever so slightly more room. You kind of pull it out just a little bit, the whole radiator kind of slides forward just a little bit. And that gives you just a tad more room to work with, I believe. Now, the next step here is to actually get off this little piece right here. This is just clipped in. And do the same thing on both sides and we should be good. But there's two little clips in here. Push these clips in. And there's another tab right here as well. And it should slide up and out. So yeah, we'll push that same tab at the bottom. And see if we can slide this on out of here. Tab at the top again. So that's out, and then the one at the bottom as well. There we go. All right, yeah, so once the radiator is in this position, you have the two screws through the holes, kind of splitting it apart just a little bit to get some more clearance for it to slide out. There's two locking tabs that hold the radiator in place. So you come down here to the side, and you should be able to get a flathead through here. You might need two hands though, but essentially through here, I'm gonna show you on here first, and then I'm gonna show you on the actual radiator that I have already out. So essentially this is the bottom of the fan. Can't get anything through there really. And just one little tab that kind of supports the bottom. So these are the top hooks right here, and there's a bottom hook down there. The bottom one has like a little tab that sits right above the hook. You have to push that in like that and lift up a little bit on both sides of the radiator. Yep, there we go. This is the bottom, and you see there's a slight tab right there, right in front of it. As you see, you push that tab forward, and the whole radiator should slip up and out there. So that's the bottom support here. All right, so the fan is now completely free, as you see. Just hit those clips, and you're gonna need two pairs of hands, somebody at the bottom getting the clip and somebody at the top pulling up. And then you have to do the same thing on both sides. But now it's just about a matter of clearing it out of the both of these parts right here. So, all right, so this is where we have the radiator fan almost kind of out, but it's hitting right here on this little coolant hose line that runs to the expansion tank. So I'll unclip that there, but it still hits the line here. And on this side, we have a physical solid metal coolant hose right here. So I'm just going to actually unbolt this. I was just making sure it wasn't going to the AC condenser in the front, but this is going to the coolant reservoir. So I'm going to unbolt this, and that should give us the space to bring this up and out. And I'm using the mallet and a little flathead to kind of pop it on off. There we go. Just like that. Mallet, flathead. And that should be the only thing that was in the way of greatness. So let's try to slide it up out of here. Go. Yep. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We are good to go. Well, we have successfully got the radiator fan out. Just really need two people for this job. Someone to hold it back and someone to kind of pull up, clear that section there and clear over here. And it's really not that bad at all. And we didn't do any damage to the radiator. Doesn't seem like it, at least. That looks super clean at the backside of it, man. Very nice. All right, so new fan versus old fan. This is the new one right here, and it looks very, very similar to the old one. Everything's in the exact same spot, same plugs, outlets and such. So this should slip in exactly the same as this old one. And I can't remember what brand this is, but I'm gonna link it down below in the description if you guys wanna check it out. But everything looks, pretty good. All right, so the only thing extra I had to do was this cable was actually on here backwards. So you can actually take these little clamps, spread them out, and turn that around so that it mounts up with the connector inside the car, because there's a groove here, and they only go on one way. There's a little notch on this side, and there's a notch on that side to meet up with the cable. So you can turn that around if it is backwards, and hopefully the rest of the wires are routed correctly. And then this one right here appears to be fine. So now I can go ahead and mount this up. So before I put the new fan in, I'm actually going to do some other work to the car. I have some new pulleys, supercharger pulleys. If you're into performance upgrades, I'm gonna tag a video right here in the top right corner. So I'm doing a dual pulley setup, doing a 57.5 millimeter supercharger pulley, as well as the 192 crank pulley down there. And then of course we have the upgraded heat exchanger going on as well. And luckily the crash bar is already off. So let's got mounted to there, remove that one. It's all in the same area. And yeah, check the video out. But in terms of getting it back in there, just go ahead and reverse the process and you should be good to go. All right, so got the car on, it's up to operating temperature, and the AC fan comes on just fine, but the cooling fan hasn't yet to come on yet. It's it's up to temp, so I'm not sure, but it's probably a system error at this point, so I gotta figure it out. But I'll link all the tools I use in the description below, and this is a TYC fan. I'll also link that as well. If you got any questions, feel free to ask me, drop it down in the comment section below. I'll be happy to help out. If this video helps you out, go ahead and like and subscribe. It really helps me out. Other than that, thanks for watching.